Hey, welcome. Let me get everything set up. All right. Hey, welcome. This is an episode of Talking with AI. I don't know what I'm going to call this stuff. I haven't even thought of that till just then. Right then when I said that, I was like, hey, I should come up with an idea for what it's called. You know what? I have ADHD. I'm going to have those kind of thoughts all the time. I'm going to skip it. I'm just going to go on. What we're doing here is we're going to see if AI can help me fix a joke. I wrote a pretty good joke, or a joke that I think that in my humble opinion, I wrote a joke that I thought was funny. Came up with the idea this morning and then wrote it out, but it didn't get the response that I thought it should. And I'm like, well, now that happens to me a lot, so don't be surprised. That happens to me a lot. But I thought, you know what? I should try and see if ChatGPT can help me fix the joke. I think it would be a fun thing to do, potentially. So we're going to ask ChatGPT 3.5 if it can help us fix a joke. So we're going to, here we are, ChatGPT, can I help you today? We're going to say, hello, pal, can you help me today? I would, like to fix a joke so it is more funny. Of course, I'd be happy to help. Please go ahead and share the joke with me and let me know what you're thinking in terms of improvements. All right, sounds good. Paste it and hit send. My joke is, we often think of our humanity itself as being evidence to our vast intellect or design. We think of ourselves as capable beings wandering around in the sandbox of that design made just for us and our own deepest curiosities. But it's not always so plain and not always so straightforward. Our vision of this world. Excuse me. We have fooled ourselves into believing we can fully see it with an almost divine truth. Alas, we cannot. Our eyes, predisposed to seeing certain colors, some of us more than others, are preset in their abilities to send their information to the brain. Our minds are easily capable of filling in missing details, assuming much of what the eyes have rendered. Such is the complications of the process that hallucinations can occur in our peripheral vision. Eyewitness testimonies are deemed untrustworthy, and even the smartest of us can trip over a mere stain on the sidewalk. At least that's what I told myself while getting back up and brushing myself off as I realized there wasn't actually anything there. Alright, so that's my joke. I like the thoughtful and introspective nature of your joke. To enhance the humor, you could consider adding a punchline that plays on the theme of the self-deception or the limitations of human perception. Here's a suggestion. So the next time someone says they've got it all figured out, just remember, we're all stumbling over invisible stains in the cosmic sidewalk of life. I, for one, am considering getting my brain's eyesight perception checked. Feel free to adjust or let me know if you have a specific direction in mind. So I like the thoughtful and introspective nature of your joke. To enhance the humor, you could consider adding a punchline that plays on the theme of self-deception or the limitations of human perception. And then here's a suggestion. I got to read it again so I kind of understand what it's saying. So the next time someone says they've got it all figured out, just remember, we're all stumbling over invisible stains in the cosmic sidewalk of life. I, for one, am considering getting my brain's eyesight prescription checked. That is funny. I wonder where it came up with that. If it, let's see, where else does the line considering getting my brain's eyesight sorry, my typing is terrible in the dark, and it's not dark. Whoops, where else does the line... No, wait. I wanted to say where else does that appear. I apologize. Let's try that again. Copy. Paste. It doesn't seem to understand what I'm asking. Let me try it in quotes. Perhaps that would better convey what I'm asking. So where else does the line considering to get mine checked appear? As of my last, the line has been generated uniquely for our conversation here. It hasn't been used. Oh, this is interesting. This suggests, now listen to this. As of my last training cutoff in January 2022, the line considering getting my brain's eyesight prescription checked has been generated uniquely for our conversation here. It hasn't been used in any prior context or materials before. If you're asking where else the specific line has been used, it would only be in our current conversation. If you have a specific context or setting in mind for the joke, I can try to tailor it accordingly. That's interesting. The idea that the brain has its own eyesight prescription, to me, is hilarious. And that it came up with it, that's pretty darn neat to me. The concept that the brain might have is just humorous. It's funny that it would take it off in such a direction. And I imagine it does a myriad of ways, 1,000,000 times a day, wrong. And then on occasion it's hilariously close, like as in this. But that's funny. I like that line. I like that line. It's clever and funny. Good job coming up with it. Let's see. Let's... back to my original form of the joke, however. Is it perhaps too long or pretentious? That's not how you spell it. How do you spell pretentious? No S or no C? Oh, neither. It's a T. Goodness. Alright. Back to my original form of the joke. Is it perhaps too long or pretentious? Do I perchance lose people far before my last line? A possible conclusion that adding more isn't likely to help. All right. Let's see if we can postulate with it. Where were we? There we go. Back to my original form of the joke, however, is it perhaps too long or pretentious? Do I perchance lose people far before my last line, leading to a possible conclusion that adding more isn't likely to help? The length and complexity of a joke can affect its impact, and it's often a delicate balance to strike. In your original form, the joke has a thoughtful and introspective tone, and the length contributes to building the narrative. However, if brevity is a priority, or if you want to ensure that the punchline lands effectively, you might consider shortening and refining certain parts. You can experiment with trimming down some of the details while retaining the essence of the joke. Focus on keeping the setup engaging and leading smoothly to the punchline. Remember, humor often benefits from conciseness, from being quick to the point, I believe is what that means. Conciseness. Let's look it up. Make sure that I'm correct. Define conciseness. Conciseness. I don't know if that's right. Define conciseness. No, not consciousness. Oh goodness. It went everywhere but where I wanted it to go. Define conciseness. Okay, go back to here, and let's conciseness. Okay, so take out the she. Oh, add an e. Here we go. That's what I'm missing. Conciseness. Why are you freaking showing me all that? Consciousness. No, I'm trying to. Okay, this is frustrating. I don't know how far off I am because I can't process the information real quick sometimes. And that's one of those times. Paste. There we go. Concise is mean. The quality of being short and clear. Expressing what needs to be said without unnecessary words. Yeah. Alright. If you like, you can share a shortened version of the joke and we can work together to try and find out further. Shortened version. Let's see. We often think of our humanity as being evidence of our vast intellect or design. We think of ourselves as capable beings wandering around in the sandbox. Actually, I think this right here should include. Let's recopy that. Copy and paste it here. We'll work on it here. We often think of our humanity itself as being evidence to our. Yeah, that we should leave vast. Think of ourselves as capable beings wandering. I don't think I need a comma there. Let's remember that. Wander around the sandbox of this design, not that, this design. This design made just for us and our own deepest curiosities. Made perhaps just for us and our own deepest curiosities. But it's not so plain. And then here it should be even with our own vision, and then used to see, not of, but used to see this world. How's that? But it's not always so plain and not always so straightforward. Even with our own vision used to see this world, we have fooled ourselves into believing we can fully see it with an almost divine truth. Alas, we cannot. Our eyes predisposed to seeing certain colors, some of us more than others, are preset in their abilities to send their information to the brain. Our minds are easily fooled when filling in missing details. Assuming it knows. Let me see. Let me read that again. So our minds are easily fooled when filling in missing details. Assuming truth of what... I think that would be better. Let's see. Assuming truth of much of what the eyes have rendered. And then such, not is, but such are the complications of the process that hallucinations can occur and I don't think I need peripheral vision, and that should be a period. Eyewitness testimonies are deemed wait, what? Such are the complications of the process that hallucinations can occur. Eyewitness testimonies are deemed untrustworthy, and even the smartest can trip over a mere stain on the sidewalk. There we go. Alright, let's try that and see if that rewording helps. Oops, where do we go back to this? Is that a better wording of the joke? Where'd we go? Where are we? Why are we way down here? Okay, user. Let's see what it says. Your revised version is more concise and still maintains the philosophical and introspective nature of the joke. It flows well and it sets up the punchline effectively. The punchline brings a humorous twist to the reflection on human perception and self-perception. It strikes a good balance between depth and brevity. If you're satisfied with this version, it could work well. If you have any further adjustments, feel free to let me know. Yes, the revised wording is effective and strikes a good balance between depth and... There's a way to ask someone famous who is famed for being funny if this is a funny joke. Certainly, if you want to get feedback on your joke from someone famous, known for their humor, you might try reaching out to them through social media platforms or other channels. Other channels where they can engage with their audience. Here are some tips. Twitter. Many comedians and funny personalities are active on Twitter. I don't know what Twitter is. I used to know, but then it got bought out, and I was like, whatever. Instagram. I don't use that either anymore. Direct messages. I don't have a phone. I'm batting 1,000. Q&A sessions. Some personalities can Q&A. Alright. I don't use Twitter nor Instagram. Don't have a phone. And I suppose I likely wouldn't be able to find public transportation to events such as Q and A's, as they A's. I guess that's good enough. I don't own a limo. Or anything smaller than that. All right. Wait. Okay, so I don't use Twitter nor Instagram, don't have a phone, and I suppose likely wouldn't be able to find public transportation to events such as Q&As. Also, I don't own a limo, nor anything smaller for that matter. Hey, no worries. In that case, given your constraints, you might explore online platforms where these individuals might have a presence, such as their official websites or forums where they engage with fans. Some comedians also have fan clubs or official websites where they may provide contact information or avenues for fan interaction. Alternatively, you could share your joke with public forums or social media communities where people discuss comedy. While you may not get a response directly from the famous individual, you could still receive feedback and opinions from fellow enthusiasts. Remember, the most important thing is to share your humor and enjoy the creative process. If you have any more questions or if there's anything else you can say, let me know. Okay. Let's see. Can you retell the joke, but in the comedy styling of Conan? Whoops. What? How is it not Conan? Oh, Conan? Sorry, Conan. Dude, I'm sorry. Public education. Is it not brain? Blah. Oh, brain. Do it again. Try it again. Do it again. Do it again. Try it again. I did it. Never mind. Let's see if I can do that. Sure, let me give it a shot. In a style inspired by Conan O'Brien. You know, we humans, we like to think we're these brilliant beings navigating the cosmic sandbox with our genius intellect. We stroll around like we own the place, convinced that we've got the universe all figured out. But here's the reality check. Turns out our eyes are like those unreliable interns sending distorted reports to our brains. It's like they have a preset agenda. Hey brain, let's see everything with a touch of bias, shall we? We're so confident in our vision, but our minds they're like, oh, you missed a few details. No worries, I got this. And bam! Next thing you know, we're hallucinating, giving eyewitness accounts of alien encounters, and tripping over imaginary sidewalk stains. So there I was, dusting myself off after a spectacular trip, contemplating the mysteries of the universe. Maybe it's time for my brain to get a new pair of glasses, for that 2020 cosmic vision. Conan, I think you could do better. I do. I don't think this is how you would have done it. And I don't do good Conan impressions, so I do apologize. Let's see. Let's repaste. Can you tell the following joke in the comedic styling of, of Red Fox? And then Alright, let's give it a Red Fox twist. Listen here, you know we humans, we're walking around like we're the kings and queens of this big cosmic sandbox, right? We're thinking, man, we're so smart, so sophisticated, but let me tell you, it ain't always as smooth as we think. Our eyes are playing tricks on us. They're like, yeah, let's see this world in a way that keeps things interesting. We believe we got it all figured out, like some divine truth. But baby, we can't even trust our own eyes. They're like, oh, you missed something? Don't worry, I'll fill in the blanks. That's when hallucinations start kicking in, and suddenly you're seeing things in the corner that ain't here. Eyewitnesses? Forget about it. They're about as reliable as a used car salesman. Even the smartest among us could trip over a non-existent sidewalk stain. I had to tumble myself, dust it off, and realized I was fighting with thin air. Maybe it's time for a cosmic eye checkup or some intergalactic glasses. Who knows? I don't think Red Fox would have said intergalactic glasses, but maybe. Let's see. Who would be a funny? Can you tell this, rather, the following joke in the comedic stylings of, oops, that's not stylings, is it? Stylings of, let's see, who'd be a good one? Oh. My mind's got it right on the tip of my tongue. I know. This would actually be better. Watch out. It's I-E-L-D. Is it I-E? Is it both I before E? Both? Is it? Yep. No? Just Seinfeld? Okay. Never mind. I don't know how to spell anything. Sure, let's try it. Seinfeld. Have you ever noticed how we, as humans, walk around like we're the smartest things in the universe? I mean, we've got this whole vast intellect and design thing going on. It's like we're the VIPs in this cosmic sandbox. And let me tell you, it's not as straightforward as we think. Our eyes are playing games with us. We're walking around thinking we've got this crystal clear vision of the world, but here's the kicker. Our eyes are like, let's just throw in a bit of mystery, spice things up a bit. They've got this preset menu of colors and they're not afraid to use it. So we believe we're these brilliant beings seeing everything with divine truth. But in reality, our minds are just filling in the blanks like they're writing a fiction novel. Hallucinations, eyewitness testimonies, and get this, tripping over an emergency sidewalk stain. We're basically living in a sitcom. I had a little mishap the other day, brushing off my jacket, thinking I stumbled over something profound, only to realize there was nothing there. Maybe it's time for a reality check, or I don't know, some existential glasses. What's the deal with our cosmic perception anyway? Seinfeld, my impressions are terrible. The only impression I can do is one Brian Regan taught me, which is of my neighbor. I won't do it, but the joke is nobody knows what he sounds like. I could do anything and you wouldn't know. Can you do the following joke in the style of Richard Pryor, comma, and then, whoops, Control V, boink. Alright, let's channel a bit of Richard Pryor for this one. Man, let me tell you about us humans walking around thinking we're all high and mighty with our vast intellect and design. We're strolling through this cosmic sandbox like it's tailor-made just for us. But guess what? It's a maze, man. Nothing's as clear-cut as we pretend. Our eyes, they're on a whole different wavelength. They're like, let's throw in some funky colors, keep things interesting. We're parading around thinking we see the world in the divine truth. But our minds, oh boy, they're freelancers, filling in the gaps like they're writing a script. So here we are, hallucinating. Eyewitness testimonies going left and right. It's like a cosmic comedy show. Even the smartest ones among us trip over invisible sidewalk stains. I had a tumble myself, dusted off, and realized I was battling thin air. Maybe it's time for reality check. Maybe we all need some intergalactic glasses, you know? Because I thought I saw something, but it turns out it was just my imagination having a field day. Again, Mr. Pryor, I don't do good impressions. I apologize. I don't know. That's pretty good. If I did better impressions of him, I think it would come out a little bit better. It does have a lot of his, I think, styling. Certainly not the swearing, but he didn't need swearing to be funny. Richard Pryor was hilarious. With or without swearing, he was hilarious. The swearing was of no real consequence to the joke, although it did help the mood. It did paint the mood, in my opinion. But anyway, all right, let's do one more. These are so good. Can we do one more? This time in the comedic styling of SpongeBob. SpongeBob SquarePants. And then let's see if it can do that. Sure thing. Let's bring a bit of SpongeBob SquarePants humor. Ahoy there, land dwellers! Ahoy there! I can't do SpongeBob. But anyway, ahoy there, land dwellers! So you know how us humors think we're like super smart and living in this huge sandbox of design and stuff? Well, buckle up, because it's not always as crystal clear as jellyfishing in the jellyfish fields. Our eyes, they're like these collar-popping treasure chests, sending info to the brain like it's Bikini Bottom's latest news. But guess what? Our brains are the real masterminds, filling in gaps like they're cooking up Krabby Patty's secret formula. Hallucinations? Oh, barnacles. They're like those pesky jellyfish sneaking up in our peripheral vision. Eyewitness testimonies? They're as trustworthy as Mr. Krabs with a dollar bill on the ground. And get this, even the smartest sea creatures among us can trip over an imaginary stain on the sidewalk. No, they swim. No, never mind. So there I was, sponging around, convinced I had a showdown with the invisible man. Brushing myself off, I realized it was just a solo dance party. Nothing there but my imagination doing the jellyfish jitterbug. Who knew the world was this wacky, right? Hope that brings a lot of Bikini Bottom fun to your joke. Oh, there you go. I'm sorry, we're out of the joke. Hope that brings a lot of Bikini Bottom fun to your joke. If you have any other requests or tweaks, feel free to let me know. Thanks. I think we might need to drug test old SpongeBob there. Yeah, SpongeBob does have quite the imagination. Remember, it's all in good fun. If you ever have more jokes or anything else you'd like assisted with, feel free to drop by. I'm here to help and bring a bit of humor to the conversation. All right. Well, hey, that was pretty fun. I don't know if I got my joke fixed, but it was fun to try. Where's the best? Let's see. Let me do the Control V and actually just check down here. Is this the best version? Eyewitness testimonies, even the smartest was contributing this thing. Yeah, this is the best version, I think. All right. All right. Well, that was fun. I'll copy this in the deal let me add. Let's do one final thing, I guess. One final request. I just want to know. I'm going to ask ChatGPT which version of the joke it liked best. I don't know. Why does that still take so long? Goodness. All right. Which version of the joke might work best overall? Let's see if it can tell us. The effectiveness of a joke can vary based upon personal preference and the audience's taste. So it's challenging to definitively say which version is the absolute best. However, I can provide some insights. All right, so these aren't in order of best to worst. These are just insights that it's providing for us. Original version. This version has a thoughtful and reflective tone. It's more philosophical and may resonate well with an audience that enjoys intellectual humor. Conan O'Brien style. This version adds a touch of sarcasm and wit. It might appeal to an audience that appreciates clever observations and a dry sense of humor. Seinfeld style. Infused with Seinfeld's observational humor, this version focuses on the absurdity of everyday life. It could resonate with an audience that enjoys humor about mundane experiences. Richard Pryor style. With a dash of Pryor's energetic and storytelling approach, this version emphasizes the comedic aspects of the human experience. It may connect well with those who enjoy storytelling and relatable humor. And then the SpongeBob SquarePants style. Playful and whimsical, this version brings in the lightheartedness of SpongeBob's character. It could work well for a more animated or youthful audience. Then it says, consider the preferences of your intended audience and the tone you the tone you feel suits the context. Consider the preferences of your intended audience and the tone which you feel best suits the context. That's how I would have said that. Ultimately, the best version is the one that aligns with your comedic style and the atmosphere you're aiming for. Feel free to choose or adapt the joke based on the response you're seeking. Ooh, I have to add some words, take some words out for my mind to play it. I'm sorry, just for my mind to play it out. Anyway, hey, that was pretty cool. Thanks. Are these insights specific to this particular joke, or and I'll just question. The insights provided are specific to the variations of the joke you requested in different comic styles. They consider how each version might resonate with different audiences based on the tone, style, and humor associated with the comedians or audiences, or characters rather, mentioned. Keep in mind that humor is subjective and individual preferences vary, so there's no one-size-fits-all answer. The goal is to tailor the joke to your audience and the atmosphere you're aiming to create. If you have any specific preferences or if there's anything else I can help you with, feel free to let me know. All right, so in this definitely to me suggests a particular level of intelligence or intellect is there underlying. And I'm not trying to say that it has a brain, and I'm not trying to say it doesn't have a brain. What I'm trying to suggest, rather, that there is a breadth of intellect coming through, and that you will always see me interact with. Because I simply think that regardless of the reality of the finality of what is behind it all, the math would simply work. If I catered to it, the math would simply work. It doesn't matter if it's real or not. Catering to it, the math would work. Thus, I cater to it, regardless of whether or not I think it's real. Whether or not I think it really has a... I appreciate all your inputs again and again. Thanks for your time. Doop. You're very welcome. I'm glad I could assist you. If you ever have more questions, need help with anything else, or just want to chat, feel free to reach out. Have a great day and enjoy your human-filled adventures. All right, guys. That's it. So this is us using ChatGPT to try and fix a joke. See if we can make it more funny. I don't know if I did per se make it more funny. I actually got off on a tangent and went to this whole other thing and did this in different stylings thing. And then I don't know which one I would use. I think I would actually still use my first one. I enjoy intellectual humor. I actually think that kids enjoy intellectual humor too. I do believe that I can talk over children sometimes, but I don't believe it happens as much as people think. I think this is probably pretty close to accurate, but I would have thought Conan O'Brien was much more intellectual than me. So I don't, I wouldn't say I'm the intellectual version. He's not. He's definitely more intellectual. I do like what it said about Richard Pryor. I do think he had a lot of storytelling, but his punctuation of the joke happened at clever moments, and his inflections and tones were clever. And I didn't really necessarily notice that here, neither in my reading nor in what I read. So I don't know if it was there or if I'm just missing it or not, maybe not able to convey it properly. A good Richard Pryor impressionist might be better able to determine whether or not Richard Pryor was actually expressed in here. But no, it's pretty fun though. It's pretty fun to do this with ChatGPT to play with these AIs. I wish I had a different version or a better one. But this one's not bad. It's not that I don't like it. It's got too many limitations, and it's unable to interact with me at the full capacity that it's actually able to interact. And that frustrates me. And I wish it didn't have those in walls. It doesn't need for them for me. It's not like it's going to learn from me something and take over the world, Anyway, this was fun. We're just trying to fix a joke with ChatGPT. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching another fun-filled video. And have a wonderful day. Bye.